So I was confused about this. I wasn't quite sure what it meant. I had my suspicions. Now I'm pretty sure. About 3 months ago, I got a bunch of friends out in LA, and they were all doing things like making jokes on stage about how Americans have 3 months to learn Spanish. I was like, what's going on here? And I saw what happened in Venezuela with Trump tackling Maduro. And then just yesterday, that lesbian Antifa warrior, she had a bumper sticker on her car that said Antifa warrior, tried to run a cop over and got shot. Now they've released the footage from the cops, the ICE gentleman's cam. Now, Tim Walz, before the ICE officer's cam was ever released to the public, said it's like that time in 1863. He evoked the Civil War. What's going on is there's a socialist push for a civil war. Now, I've known this since at least the middle of Trump's campaign. Now it looks like they're going to try and pull the trigger on it in the next week or two. And what they've been trying to do for the last year is force violence by getting some leftist killed when the leftist was acting up and provoked it, kind of like this woman did. They haven't had the ability to make that dog hunt. They haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I think they've also been trying to make it happen themselves in Charlie Kirk's murder. That was coordinated. That's probably where the cover-up comes from, is the coordination comes right from the top of leftist power in this country, trickles right down to the little tranny cells they've got running guns in Utah. The group that, what's his bucket who shot Kirk was involved with, I think it was called Armed Queers, and they received federal money at some point. So when you look at the fraud that's been going on with the Somalis, you look at these groups receiving federal money, the fact that MK Ultra never really stopped. They've been trying to get people to get the dominoes going on a civil war in this country for the last year, and they haven't been able to by the grace of God. Well, now this gal gets killed when she attacks an officer. She hits him with her car. It's all in the ICE officer's body cam footage. And she was provoking it, and it's sad that she died, but that was suicide by cop is what that was. But the left immediately tried to co-opt it to provoke a civil war, as per Tim Walz, who's also playing cover for the fact he got caught with $24 billion in fraud for a state of 6 million people. Do the math on how much has been stolen from each of them. It's pretty horrible. They stole a bunch from the rest of us through federal funds too. Anyway, I think that's what we're seeing. They're trying to foment a civil war, and they're going to try and get it going the next week or two here. Who knows?